At Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference in June of 2024, Apple announced Apple Intelligence, their version of AI, which would soon be incorporated into all of their operating systems. So, my name is Jason with Everyday Apple, and in this video, I want to cover two things. Number one, what is it? And number two,
is it scary?
So I've linked the keynote below if you'd like to go listen to it yourself. It was actually very interesting to see what Apple is doing with artificial intelligence, Apple Intelligence. So first of all, what is Apple Intelligence? What were they talking about? So yes, they focused very heavily on AI and machine learning and how all of this is going to be integrated across all its platforms. So what does this mean for the day-to-day user in our experience? What are some of the things that we might notice? One, the Photos app. A lot of AI features for better photo organization and editing, more intuitive photo enhancements, automatic album creation based on events and location, and Apple Music. Apple Music will also use AI to recommend playlists, to build playlists for you and say, hey, this might be something that you would like based on what we've noticed in your listening habits. Also, calendar and reminders, which I always welcome any improvements there because that's the kind of stuff that really affects your day-to-day. And some of the demos they did showing how Apple Intelligence will provide more contextual reminders and suggestions was very interesting. Apple Maps will also have some AI-enhanced functionalities to help build out routes and maybe custom route saving, which I would really love to see because I like to take the long way, but Apple doesn't care about that. Their Apple Maps doesn't want me to go the long way. It's always sending me, go the shortest way. And sometimes I just like to take the rinky-dink route when I want to go to work. The wellness and fitness coaching capabilities that are going to be there also will provide a little help for those who are using Apple Fitness. Some really interesting stuff coming with regard to transcription and smart summaries, audio messages, recordings being transcribed for you, then having a smart summary generated of that. And then there's all kinds of fun stuff where you can create custom emojis. Users can generate custom emojis based on different descriptions, AI generated art in your some of your apps. Here's one thing to keep in mind, a bit of an asterisk, if you will. Don't get too excited yet, because here's the deal. As of the recording of this video, many iPhone users will not be able to use them. You have to have an iPhone 15 Pro or iPhone 15 Pro Max. To use Apple Intelligence features because they're very processor heavy features. So my trusty iPhone 13 mini is out of the loop on this. That's disappointing. Kind of mix that in with my excitement about where Apple's going with this. So I guess that leads us to our next question. Is Apple Intelligence scary? One of my big concerns, and I think like a lot of people, is with AI. What are they doing with my data? Why is my data being collected and then used? And that's an important concern, and we should always remain vigilant, keeping an eye on the horizon of where this stuff is going and what it means for privacy. That's why I think the number one reason I don't think we need to be concerned right now about Apple Intelligence is that they are emphasizing on-device processing for many of these AI features. This reduces the risk of data breaches and unauthorized access and ensures that your personal information is well protected. So I like that a lot, and I think that's, to me, is the number one reason this doesn't have a lot of concern for me. The second reason I'm not concerned about this too much is related to the first, and that is that Apple uses strong encryption for user data. And that would include any information that's being used by AI on your device. So even if data were intercepted in some way, it would be unreadable without the appropriate decryption keys. And so that's a pretty solid barrier of protection for users with our data, and I think that's an important thing to keep in mind. And Apple's got a history of very transparent privacy policies, and that's something they emphasize a lot, and I think that's important. Apple Intelligence is not Apple sending your data or your request all to ChatGPT to process so that we get AI answers and integration. That's not what Apple Intelligence is. ChatGPT will basically be a sidecar like any other AI models that might be attached to your processes, but it's all permission based. Apple Intelligence isn't using ChatGPT at the OS level. Very important to understand. So overall, I think this is a fantastic announcement and is going to make a huge difference for Apple users, whether you've got a Mac, an iPhone, an iPad, or Apple Watch. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes in the future, feeling quite optimistic. Thank you for watching. Would enjoy having you as a subscriber if you want to hit that subscribe button. We will see you on the next one.